What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at this 2026 Ford Mustang GT Coupe. This one is finished in Adriatic Blue Metallic with an MSRP at $58,500. Big shout out to Mooresville Ford for providing this muscle car for today's video. Take a look at their website, links down below. And let's get right into the last V8 muscle car still available. Under the hood of the 2026 Ford Mustang GT, you're going to find that naturally aspirated 5-liter V8. This 8-cylinder makes 480 horsepower with 415 pound-feet of torque. This car also is equipped with a 6-speed manual transmission. Of course, it is also rear-wheel drive. Curb weight is going to be around 3,800 pounds. It runs on a 16-gallon fuel tank, and you can expect 15 miles per gallon in the city with 23 out on the highway. The overall length is 189.4 inches with the wheelbase at 107 inches. Width is 75.4 and height is 55 inches. And you can also expect 0 to 60 time come in around 4.3 seconds, quarter mile time at 12.5 seconds at 114.7 miles per hour, and top speed around 180 miles an hour. So moving on to the exterior styling with the 2026 Ford Mustang GT, pretty similar to what we've seen on this generation now. Has a very bold style overall with some sharp lines. I also really love the LEDs on the headlights. You got that triple beam as well. You also have that daytime running light that lights up nicely. And then moving towards the center, you're going to see a gloss black grille with lots of openings to provide cooling to the engine. You got your chrome Mustang Pony logo, and there's little corner lights within the grille as well. And then down below, there's more openings to provide cooling. We have a safety sensor, some black trim on the lower splitter, and then more openings for more radiators in the farthest points with some more black trim. Overall, I think the newest generation Mustang, it's a great looking muscle car, has that modern style, but it still has the heritage of a Mustang that we're very used to seeing from decade after decade. So very bold look overall. Up on the hood, there's even a functional heat extraction vent finished off in the gloss black, and then really bold lines cutting towards the windshield. Of course, the Mustang has that long hood, sloping rear end that is just a classic design, and it looks great for this newest generation. You're going to see a corner light and then a really cool set of 19-inch wheels. We have a multi-spoke look in a gunmetal gray, and this one has a massive set of Brembo brakes. So really well done for this specific spec. You're going to get that 5-liter badge as well, and then just some textured black trim for the lower side skirt with sharp lines throughout the lower door. You're also going to see body-colored door handles, a sharp body line throughout the door, and then body-colored on the mirror caps with some more of that dark plastic trim. We have dark color all around the windows, and then on the roof there's some sharp body lines with a small antenna. Side profile, you have that sloping rear end fastback design with all the nice sharp body lines throughout it. Gives it a really good look for sure. Sharp lines in those rear fenders leading towards the back, and then the trunk lid slopes right down into the angled looking style. You're also going to get a really cool sharp look for the profile, and then down below this one even gets the quad dual exhaust system. We have more of that plastic texture throughout the rear diffuser, parking sensors, reverse light, GT badge right in the center with a backup camera, and then once again the traditional 3-bar design for the taillights surrounded by some gloss black trim. So a bit more angular than the previous generation, but nonetheless very cool looking for the Mustang. Just a good style all around. We have Ford ski fob, lock, unlock, trunk release and panic, Pony logo on the back. If I go ahead and just lock the car, we can go up to it, grabbing the door handle, automatically unlocks, and we can check out the space gray interior. So taking a look at the door panel now, finished off primarily in black. You have this harder plastic up above with a soft touch in the center, nice padded black leather for the armrest with a grab handle, some chrome trim, mirror and window controls, a plastic carbon look design with your release handle, and then the nice space gray fabric throughout the center. We have storage down below, one of your speakers, and then some power controls on these seats. We have manual recline in back, and then power controls up in front. And then I like the combination of the smooth leather type material as well as the space gray fabric right in the center. So you have these standard seats on this specific spec. Has a cool look to it. Two-tone on the headrest. Just a nice classic look for this specific spec. Then we have a flat bottom design on the black leather steering wheel with silver trim and the plastic carbon accent. And then now inside the 2026 Ford Mustang GT, keep my foot on the clutch, so go ahead and fire it up. Taking a look at the gauge cluster now, you're going to get a full screen. You're going to see the gear on the left side with your tach, some information in the center that we can easily scroll through with the steering wheel controls, and then speedometer on the right along with the fuel. Now you can also adjust this quite a lot. Very quickly, you can go through it on the screen where you can see all the different designs. We have the sport design for the gauge cluster, a track mode as well with a massive tach. Calm mode tones it down nicely, and then we have a couple classic ones like the 60s style. We have the Fox body style, and then we also have the SVT Cobra. So pretty cool to see that. We're just going to keep it on the match for drive mode. And drive mode is right over here, so as I configure that, it's going to play an animation and then go into each of those different designs we just saw after it does this animation. So cool design. Also very cool to see all these different drive modes in this car. Go back to normal mode. Along the steering wheel, we have the chrome pony logo. We have some cruise control settings on the left side, some more of that carbon style trim. We have a steering wheel button as well, which will put you into your mode to change it. You have a couple different designs. And then we also have your volume. You're going to see the stock on the right side for windshield wipers, stock over on the left side for your turn signals. So cool setup for sure. Down below on the left, we have our trunk release, headlight controls, interior dimming, more of the plastic carbon look around your air vent, and then just some black plastic material for the dash. It is a soft touch, which is nice to see. Then you have more of the plastic carbon look for the right side, Mustang logo, as well as another air vent, and then the main multimedia screen. So of course we have that section right there. Tapping the home icon, we can have our audio information and phone. And then if we go under settings, you have a lot of different things you can adjust in the center. So as you'd expect, and then over on this right side, we have more information that you can scroll through, MPG, audio, things like that. And certain ones, you can just swipe it into the screen and mix and match. Back into home, we have features as well you can go under. We have the My Mustang app, which you also have a physical button. So from here, we have several track apps like the acceleration timer, brake performance, launch control, the drift brake, all sorts of goodies. We have auxiliary gauges, so this screen can change, which is a nice touch. We also have a couple different adjustments. We also have custom mode that you can adjust, so all of these are configurable, which is a really good touch. This is more of a basic one, however, we have the active exhaust and some good features. Interior lighting you can adjust, and then all the gauge clusters once again. We also have the apps in the car, so you're gonna get Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and then climate control is all down below. So you're gonna see that temperature as well as the fan speed. All you do is just tap it, it pops up, and you can either use that or use the whole scroller. Fan speed, same sort of deal. Zones, you can tap the center, and it will get you into the main screen with all that. For reverse now, in the manual, we have a pretty good design as well as all the parking sensors. Back into neutral. Then we're going to see more of the plastic carbon with your air vents, engine start stop button. We also have that pony logo right here, which gets you back into this screen. And then we also have traction control, hazards, volume, a little bit of storage with some plugs, and then this nice soft touch material with stitching. 6-speed manual has a really good look to it. I like the aluminum accents. We have the cup holders, and then this is actually an electronic brake. So with my foot on the actual brake, I can push it down and that disengages it, and then to pull it up, you just do that. And then when you're in the drift e-brake, it'll actually modulate as you pull it, just like in a typical park and brake. So really cool to have that. A little bit of storage down below as well. And then on the glove box, it is lockable, and we have a large bucket. One last look at the interior. Nice design for being the basic one with the 2 screens. It still feels like a pretty premium interior. Very well laid out, soft touch materials, and just a cool color combo. It's a simple interior, but pretty nice for what it's trying to be. Got a sunglass holder up above with dome lights, and then a nice thin basic mirror. Onto the back seat space in the Mustang, there's going to be a grab handle right there you can pull, and it will fold the seat forward a little bit, giving you access to the 2 seats in back. You're going to see the same interior with the nice vinyl style material as well as the space gray fabric, and these seats are very deep buckets with bolsters on the backs, which is a cool touch. So hopping into the back of the 2026 Ford Mustang. So obviously this is a small car, but you have back seats in a pinch at 5'11". I mean, I can sit here with the driver's seat at my height. My knees are obviously having to straddle it, but my feet fit, and the seat itself is actually really comfortable. So it's a doable back seat. Kids would be fantastic. There are anchor points for car seats, so forward facing wouldn't be bad for smaller kids. But again, for being, you know, a muscle car coupe, it is practical enough. You could throw 2 people in the back in a pinch if needed, but you have good storage back here and great for small kids. Moving out of the trunk now, you are going to get a button on the key fob as well as on the rear bumper. So we can just pinch that, it'll automatically pop, and then we can manually lift it up. You're gonna get about 13.3 cubic feet of cargo volume in the back of a Mustang Coupe. Pretty spacious overall. You could easily fit 2 sets of golf clubs in here. And then the floor itself we can lift up, and there is space if you wanted to add a spare tire, but this one looks like you just have a little bit of storage. And then from here you can see with the seat up versus down, the nice pass-through into the passenger compartment. So with the seats folded up, you can see how they do fold nice and flat. I have a pretty large opening into the back, and all you have to do is pull the strap on the side to unlock them to pop them downwards. All right, so setting off now in the Mustang. So, cool thing with the Ford Mustang is the fact that we have a V8 and a manual. The other American car companies can't even remotely say that. So the fact that Ford is still offering a real muscle car in today's world is awesome. And in this 2026, kind of a base GT, but you have the active exhaust, the nice e-brake, the Brembos. This is kind of the good spec to get to then build it up, you know, do a couple mods and really make it your own. But this is a pretty nice car overall. If we are in just track mode now, you know, you can tell the car's a little bit tighter. You got the sweet looking gauge cluster. The exhaust system sounds really fantastic as well. Rev matching all works very easily. If you let the car do it, you can easily manually do it yourself as well. But this is a good daily driver, but also kind of a fun car to just rip around town with. You really can't complain with what one of these GTs has to offer. So even if we tone the car down, you have tons of different drive modes, which is a nice touch to see. Just in normal mode, of course, you know, it's not drastically as far as the differences go, but it's a comfortable daily. You have pretty good visibility. The mirrors are a little on the small side, but not really all too bad to look around the car. Easy to see over your left and right shoulder. Seats are pretty comfortable, very well padded. I mean, I don't really have any complaints there at all. So it's an easy car to just daily drive, even with a manual if you're used to a stick shift. It's a forgiving manual. The clutch really doesn't have all that much weight to it. It's an easy car to drive. And while this isn't a Tremec manual like the Dark Horse will get, it feels good. It feels responsive and very direct. I don't have any complaints with that stick shift. It feels really good, as you would want in any, you know, performance vehicle. Screen all works pretty easy. It's really not all that difficult to go through climate controls and all of your other things. And then road noise and wind noise, you just hear the V8. You don't really hear much from the ground or the wind. I mean, it's a pretty smooth driving, comfortable, normal car where the V8 is the soundtrack, which is awesome. That's what you want to hear in this car. And even with the exhaust valve closed versus open, you still hear the V8. So I like how you're not going to get the annoying drone or anything like that, but you get to enjoy what makes this car something special. All right, so my honest thoughts now with the Mustang GT. So this is a cool spec for sure, and it's neat how they've done the electronic parking brake to where you can kind of play with it as if it were a real one for like drifting and stuff like that. So they've added a lot of fun factor to the car, and honestly just rowing through a manual with a V8 just kind of takes you back. While this car is new, it does have kind of a fancy screen. When you're in this setting, which is how I would drive it aside from having just CarPlay up, you know, I have all the info right ahead of me with the massive tach and vitals throughout the engine and vehicle themselves, and I just get to enjoy the soundtrack of a V8 with a manual. So it's a fun car to cruise around, and it's just, I don't know, it's just fun. You can get into trouble with a Mustang, as we all know. They can definitely get loose, spin out, things like that. That's just the nature of what these cars are. But even conservatively driving it, just smooth power delivery from that V8. It is just really enjoyable. And it's crazy when you look at it, you know, the Camaro's been gone for, I guess, a year or two now. So nothing from Chevy as far as a muscle car. Dodge went crazy and made an electric Charger that weighs over 6,000 pounds, which is not doing too well. Obviously they have a twin turbo 6-cylinder, which is probably pretty cool. But a V8 manual, that is an American muscle car. There's so much like heritage to a car like this. So to see Ford still making this, while the sales are not even as good as the electric Mustang, which is crazy, it's still nice it's available for the smaller percentage of buyers who are still buying cars like this. So it's awesome that it exists, and it's just a simple old school car. There's really nothing like fancy above and beyond about what a Mustang is. They're very simple cars at the end of the day, but it just kind of gives you a blend of everything. This can be an absolute daily driver. even in a GT, even if you went with a dark horse, not even a question about driving this as a daily. So it's an easy car to live with from the day to day. It's comfortable, it's roomy, you could fit, you know, stuff or people in the back. It's a car that can kind of do it all. And then when you want to, especially if you get the right spec with the right options, you know, it's a fun car. You can do the drag racing, you can do a couple track things with it, mountain drives. You know, it's pretty well rounded. Now, handling wise, this isn't going to handle like a similarly priced, you know, European car, like you know, the Supras, the M cars from BMW. So it's not quite going to handle like those style cars, but it's still going to be fun enough to throw it in the turns, and you're going to be able to confidently still do the turns. So it's not like old school Mustangs where they had solid axles to where, you know, you really don't want to take a turn with it. This one, at least, very well rounded. But just an enjoyable car to rip through the gears. But there is the 2026 Ford Mustang GT. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for plenty more content. Big shout out once again to Mooresville Ford for providing this car for today's video. Check out the link to their website linked below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.